This black Ram truck behind me is $103,280. This Ford Raptor R is $158,000. This Chevy truck is $90,000. America's pickup truck manufacturers are completely out of touch with what Americans can actually afford right now. Truck prices are out of control, and despite low sales numbers for the past few years, they just seem to keep going higher. In my last video, I went to a Ford dealership, and to my surprise, they actually had a few trucks with as much as $8,000 off MSRP. But as I wandered around to a different section that I didn't include in that video, something totally caught me by surprise. I found some 2023 model trucks that they were still trying to sell over MSRP with a dealer markup. I thought we were done with these ridiculous markups, but apparently there's a mental illness that is taking over these dealerships. So in today's video, I'm going to go to Ram, Chevy, and Ford to show you exactly why these trucks are sitting on dealer lots and not selling. And we're starting right now with Ram, the worst selling truck of 2023. This black Ram truck behind me is $103,280. It's not even a Ram TRX. And guess what? They have more than one of them. They have a second one right here in basically an entire sea of Ram trucks that have been here at this dealership for quite a long time. We've got an entire row of Ram 1500s going all the way down here as far as you can see. And over here on this side, Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duty trucks going all the way down. But that's not the only row they have. If we walk through this little gap here, there's an entire row along this side of 1500s. There's some work trucks right there, and there's more heavy-duty pickup trucks right here. Now, I've been to this Ram dealership a couple of times previously, a few months ago, and those $103,000 Ram truck were here last time, and it's been like it's been like 6 months that those have been sitting here. And the problem is that, like I said, these manufacturers are just making trucks so expensive, and Americans just can't afford them. Now, granted, those were like top of the line Ram 3500 heavy duty trucks with diesels and pretty much every option you could think of. But it's not just the heavy duty trucks that are becoming unaffordable. Let me show you what the regular ones are costing. We've got this pretty basic Ram 1500 e-torque, white truck, plastic black trim, regular plastic headlights, steel wheels, just the basic of the basic. And it doesn't have very many options, but the price of just like a base model, no option Ram truck, $53,680. And this is actually a new 2024 model year 1500 tradesman crew cab. So this is basically built for the tradesman, the worker, someone who's going to use it, and really just that truck's probably going to get beaten up at the job site. But I would not spend $53,000 on a truck that you are just going to tear apart. But what about a truck that like you would drive to work, drive your kids to school, and just kind of do your daily driving, and every now and then do truck stuff? Because that's what the majority of people do with these trucks. Most people are just commuting in them and not really using them for truck stuff. But if you're doing that, it's your daily, what's that going to run you? Here's a nice little bit higher trim level 1500 Hemi with the e-torque. A lot of them have e-torques. It does have a little bit nicer wheels. Now let me show you something that's kind of really annoying. This is a 2023 model year 1500 Bighorn crew cab, four-wheel drive. It does not have leather seats, just cloth seats, basic dash, steering wheel. Does have a screen in it. But this basic truck, four-wheel drive with the Hemi V8, is gonna run you $63,175. So that's cool. So I went to Ram first because they're one of the manufacturers that have had the hardest time selling their trucks. And as you can see by that 2023 right there, for 63 grand, for $63,000, you're getting a very basic truck, no leather seats, just cloth, V8 engine that they charge you $3,000 for, by the way. Otherwise, you're going to get like probably a twin turbo V6 or whatever. And so Ram is having the hardest time selling trucks because for that amount of money, you can actually get an F-150 with leather seats and a little bit higher trim level. And earlier I showed you a $103,000 heavy duty truck, but what about this 2500 heavy duty also with the turbo diesel? Are they just as crazy? Let's find out. The window sticker is in the dash, $103,745. And that's a 2023 model year. This blue one's even more expensive, $104,665. I'm trying to find a cheaper heavy duty truck, but man, they're making it pretty difficult here. I think this one might be the one. 2500 heavy duty, no diesel, $62,060. This is a 2024 model year Bighorn Crew Cab. Starts at $58,000 base price, but no leather seats and the tiny screen. So you can see how quickly you realize why Ram is the slowest selling truck of the past couple years, and of this year specifically. It's been a really tough year for Ram. All right, I am here at the Chevy dealer, and as you can see behind me, there's a whole row of Chevy trucks over here. There's a little row right here, and you've got a few Chevy trucks down this row right here behind me. And all of the heavy-duty Chevys are on this side, and they just have a couple little rows. They don't fill up the whole thing. And they also have some ZR2s right here, which I actually think is one of the coolest Chevy trucks that you can buy. This is really my first time going to a Chevy dealership and actually looking at their prices. So what I want to know is, how did they compare to the Ford dealer that I've gone to in previous videos, and how do they compare to the prices of those Ram trucks that we saw earlier? This is a high country trim level, which is more of like the cityfied version of these trucks, and also one of the highest trim levels that you can get for something like this. It does have like this chrome aluminum wheels. It has a step in the bumper, has just kind of the normal tailgate. So what is luxury in a Chevy truck gonna run you? This is a 2023 Silverado Crew High Country four-wheel drive. You're looking at $78,620. Which is basically, might as well be $80,000, which is just kind of nuts. And here's the thing. How do I know that they're not really selling very fast? In this window sticker right here, that you can see they have a $4,000 plus discount. Looks like about $4,500 discount off of the MSRP. And I haven't seen discounts on trucks in quite a while. I did see in one of my previous videos that Ford has up to $8,000 off on some of their higher trim level trucks. But we all know how expensive those have gotten. And it looks like Chevy is following that trend as well. This ZR2 MSRP is $75,000. This ZR2 right here with actually a Duramax diesel engine. What's the MSRP? The MSRP is $74,860, and it is a 2024 1500 ZR2 with the diesel engine. But those are like some of the higher trim level ones. But what does a normal everyday four-door four-wheel drive Chevy gonna cost you? We've got this black Silverado, and actually this also has a Duramax diesel, four-wheel drive. According to that sticker in the window, the MSRP is $58,710, but they discount it to $55,565. So it looks like for around 55 grand, but if it's MSRP, it's pushing 60. That's your daily driver 2023 Silverado. This is another high country for $75,000, but they do have a discount to $71,000. And then over here on this row, they've got a couple of Trail Boss trim levels, which is kind of the four-wheel drive version that's a little bit under the ZR2. Let's see what this Trail Boss will run you. This is a 2023 Trail Boss. Looks like the MSRP is $56,055. So you could either get a regular F-150 for like 60 grand, or you could grab yourself a Trail Boss that, honestly, it's a really good looking truck for under $60,000. It really comes to choice. Some people are Ford people, some people are Chevy people, but there's discounts on most of these trucks that I can see on all of these rows. And that means, you know, these $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 pickup trucks for Chevy are also just kind of sitting here and selling very, very slowly. This Chevy truck is $90,000. It's also more like heavy-duty HD truck. It's a high country 3500 HD with a massive front end and a Duramax diesel with Allison transmission. And the MSRP is $89,580. It looks like you can get a couple bucks off. Now let's go see what's going down at the Ford dealership. Well, I found a unicorn, and I'm not even at the Ford dealership. I was on the way to the Ford dealership, but I found 2023 Ford Raptor R with the V8 engine. Got the R badge on it right there. Looks really good. It's got the hood graphic, got the beadlock capable wheels. Obviously everything pretty much looks mostly the same. Obviously you've got the badges in the R right here. I don't see any window sticker on it, and it's a used dealership, so they don't really have to put a window sticker on it. And I think the MSRP on these is around 100 to 125. Don't quote me on that. But you won't believe what they want for this Raptor R. It's on Auto Trader for $152,889. That's right, $152,889. And I'm pretty sure that makes it the most expensive truck that I have ever seen here in Boise, Idaho. All right, we're here at Ford, and this 2023 Raptor is $96,000. And you want to know why it's almost 100 grand? Because I thought we were done with this. 2023 Raptor, I don't really need to go through all this stuff because you know already. The MSRP is only $88,965, and for a Raptor, it is what it is. However, it's $96,000 because this one is marked up with an additional dealer markup of $7,500. So I thought we were done with that, but apparently they're still pushing some $100,000 Raptors. And what's crazy, it's not even a Raptor R, like the one that I showed you at that other dealership that was used. This is another 2023 Raptor, and it's actually a little bit less. And I do like this color a lot better. This is also a 2023. I don't know what the big difference is, but it's $84,680 MSRP. But again, this one has a markup as well. A little bit less at just $5,000 additional dealer markup. What a deal. I'm just kidding. Now, obviously, that's the Ford Raptors. They have pretty much always been marked up brand new. That's a normal thing. But what about the Lightning? Because that's been pretty expensive, and it got more expensive than people thought. And Ford is actually struggling to sell the Lightnings. And once I show you the sticker, you'll see that they are actually trying to get some of these Lightnings sold now. So we got this nice white one. I think white's the best color on a Lightning. This is a 2023, and it is a higher trim level. The MSRP is $74,885. However, this one does have a discount. This one is a discount of $7,500, bringing it down to $67,385. And while that's still expensive, that's a pretty good discount because before I haven't been seeing any discounts. And in my last video, I actually was walking around this same Ford dealership, but we were in a different section. We were over here where all the Ford F-150s were. They actually had these facing the other direction, and there were no trucks on this side. And this is actually the first Ford Ranger that I've seen here in quite a while. But we were on this back row, and in case you didn't see my last video, the MSRP on these trucks are still pretty high, but basically every Ford on this row had a little bit of a discount, so they are trying to get rid of these. This 2023 Super Crew, and it is a trimmer, has an MSRP of $73,260. But I don't know if you can see it. They have a discount of $3,400. Now, the problem with these discounts and what everyone's been telling me in the comments, like all of these have like anywhere from a $3 grand to $8 grand discount, is this doesn't even bring the prices down to what these trucks were pre-2020. And, you know, through the past 3 years, prices of these has ran up by like 30%. So it's gotten pretty crazy. But the prices on these trucks, again, is astronomical. Sales have picked up a little bit, but that's because a lot of these dealers are starting to discount them. And Ford Credit is giving you, I think, a pretty good like 3 or 4% interest rate, but you have to have like immaculate perfect credit. And to be honest, I'm actually surprised that these Raptors were marked up. I didn't expect to see it. I thought they would just try to get them out the door at the normal price. So after going to Ram, which honestly, what surprised me about Ram is that they had the most expensive truck out of everybody, and they're also selling the least. So if Ram wants to sell trucks, they're really gonna have to up their game, improve the quality, improve the trim levels, and lower those prices. With Chevy, they're pretty comparable to what Ford is doing here. And as you can see, they were also offering discounts on all their trucks. And Ford's got discounts on all the 2023s. But the truck market is still crazy. The prices are still high, even with these discounts. And when the 2024s start coming out and those prices are even higher, as long as interest rates stay high, I think this truck market is still gonna be pretty slow. So do you think these discounts are actually helping? Would you buy a truck in this market? Or are you going to hold fast, keep what you got, and just wait it out and see what happens?